For this final kind of guide, I'll be going over a bit of a combat example. So I've drawn up a bit of an encounter here. Imagine this is like a cliff edge, this is water down here, this is a rock, trees and whatever. So here we got Roger the Ranger and his friend Wendy the Wizard. Over here, this is Max, he's a bit of a half-orc, and he's trying to kill them. So on the beginning of the turn, on the beginning of the encounter, Roger's going to roll his initiative. So he got a crit, so Roger's going to go first. I'm essentially just going to say Roger goes first, and then we'll go Max second, and then Wendy last. Just so we can keep track of the turns. There are better ways to do that, but everyone rolls initiative, and we'll just imagine that's what we got. On Roger's turn, he would want to look at the actions in combat section. Here you can see he does attacks, he can cast a spell, dash, disengage, dodge, grapple, hide, impine. These are the main actions that he can accomplish in combat. So simply, Roger is going to take the attack action, and I'm going to say that our friend Max over here has a AC, an armor class, of 15, and HP of like 20, something like that. So Roger is going to roll his attack with his longbow, and he got a 17. So that is enough to hit Max, and we'll roll the damage on his longbow, which is 11. So now we have, so we take that off his health, and now he's at 9. More oftentimes than not, you are not going to know these values. The DM tends to hide them, but say Roger didn't know, he shot him and he said, oh, I would like to know what kind of like state he's in. That might be a perception check, that might be a medicine check, depends on whatever the DM says, but that's the end of... actually no, we won't end his turn there. You know what, I'll show you what the other things he can do. So there's a few parts to it, a turn. You have your movement, you have your action, you have a bonus action, you have a free action, and a reaction. Okay, so movement is essentially how far you can move. Each of these squares represents 5 feet. So, as a character with 30 feet of walking speed, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 30 feet. I'll move them back. If instead of attacking, I took the dash action, that will double my walking speed. And so I do a dash, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could do a variety of things. I could dodge, which gives the enemy disadvantage on hitting me. If, say, he was here, I might want to take the shove action to push him 5 feet that way, sending him down into the water. There's a variety of things you can do. I suggest you look. But, say, bonus action, you can scroll down on your character sheet to see what bonus actions you have. Some people don't really have many, but you see that I can cast one of my spells as a bonus action. This specific spell, not all of them. So if I did that, I would have done a bit more damage to him, but I forgot about that. So that's your movement. That was your bonus action, and we've also done your action. A free action you will often not use, but imagine it like it can be a variety of things. It doesn't even say here, but you can do... I know that you can do like a free object interaction as a free action, which would count as like drawing and like sheathing a sword. So keep that in mind if you're swapping weapons. Say we wanted to switch to his sword for next round, I would say like put away my bow now, and then the next round with my free action I take out my sword or something. But I don't know how the DM's going to rule that. It's better to ask him. And then your reaction. The most common reaction in the game is an attack of opportunity. The opportunity attack right here. You can make an opportunity attack when a hostile creature that you see moves out of your reach. To make an opportunity attack, use your reaction to make one melee attack against the provoking creature. The attack occurs right before the creature leaves your reach. So let's say that Roger here was holding his sword and not his bow. And Max the half-orc said, okay, I'm in danger, I gotta go. If he wants to leave the radius of his sword, which is 5 feet, he would take an opportunity attack. So with a reaction does not have to happen on your turn. We've ended Roger's turn. It is Max's turn. Max is trying to leave. Roger still gets to act with his reaction. So he would make a roll with his longsword against Max's armor class, and then he hits. So he's going to roll damage, and he rolls a 7. So we now have Max on 7 health. Not 7, we have it on 2 health. However, he's taking the damage, but he still gets to run. He gets to run his 30 feet of movement, or more if he took the dash action. If you want to avoid getting hit with an opportunity attack, I suggest you take the disengage action. Note, also take your action, so you can't attack or anything after that, but it will mean you cannot get hit with an opportunity attack when you leave someone's reach. Disengage. If you take the disengage action, your movement does not provoke opportunity attacks for the rest of the turn. So you get 30 feet of uninterrupted movement, pretty much. And now, we'll say he ran over here or something. That's the end of Max's turn. We have Wendy the Wizard. Wendy is a bit of a spellcaster, and so for spells, there are usually different radiuses that they all have. Most commonly, you'll see circle. So we would want to figure out a proper circle, and then that's the radius of the attack. Say this is some sort of fireball or something. That's not the actual range of a fireball, but whatever. If you were to, what the rules say is that when you put a circle on the ground, it has to be centered on a point between the actual squares. It says you can't put it on a square, I'm pretty sure. It has to be at this point, at these points. That doesn't matter that much though. Essentially, as long as the creature is within half-ish of the circle, they'll get hit. We might rule it that this gets hit, you might maybe stretch it to there, and so on. But that's essentially how that would work. There are different, and there goes everything. There are different things for spells. It might be a cube, it might be a line, it might be a cone. Brad, your breath weapon's a cone, so you might want to look up what a cone looks like. And essentially, those are the things you can do in combat. But I actually didn't go over this, I'll just say it now. If you're casting a spell, it costs a resource. What's that resource? Your spell slots. You can see here, Roger has first level and second level spell slots. However, these are first level spells. I haven't given them any second level spells. When you cast a spell at first level, you do the effect here in the first level category, and you tick off one of your spell slots. And you get this many per long rest, so whenever you take a long rest, these will restore. And you can use your second level spell slots to do second level spells, or you can upcast a spell. So you see these are still available. That is because you are using a first level spell with a second level slot, and you can see here, At higher levels, when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the healing increases by 1d8 for each spell slot above 1st. So this would be 2d8 plus 1. It's a bit more powerful, uses a much more valuable resource though. That's something you'd have to consider. On the other hand, if you're a warlock, you get packed magic slots. You get a lot less of them as opposed to another spellcaster, but they are typically more powerful. They're always casted at the highest level possible, for your character that is, and they come back on a short rest. So that's something to consider. Rangers don't get cantrips, but cantrips are essentially free spells that do not cost any spell slots, and they're a bit less powerful. So that's how all of that works. And yeah, I hope you don't fucking die.